Once again, I welcome you guys to the Make It Simple YouTube channel. This video is continuation to my previous video, which is learning about Terraform. If you didn't go through my previous video, just go through it and come back to this video. I have given the video link in the description section. In my previous video, I explained about what is variables and why we are using variables in Terraform. Now in this video, we are going to see about Terraform remote state. Let's get into the slides. So Terraform keeps the remote state of the infrastructure. It stores in a file called terraform.tf state, and there is also backup of the previous state in a file called terraform.tf state.backup. So whenever we execute the terraform apply command, means the new terraform.tf state and its backup file is written to the disk. So on the left hand side, you can able to see this piece of file in your local. So this is how Terraform keep tracks of the remote state. So if the remote state changes means, and whenever you hit Terraform apply again, the Terraform will make changes to meet the correct remote state again. For example, if you terminate an instance that is managed by Terraform, after the Terraform apply, the instance will be started again because you are terminating the instance manually. That instance is gone, right? And whenever you do the Terraform apply, the Terraform will notice that the instance doesn't exist anymore. So it will just launch it again. In the next slide, we'll see about the version control. Now you can keep this terraform.tf state file in a version control. For example, you can say like using Git. It gives you the history of your terraform.tf state file, which is actually just a kind of a JSON file. So in your JSON file, you can able to see like this. So it allows you to collaborate with other team members. But if you're using the Git, means it will get conflicts when you're working with more than two people at the same time, because you always need to do some Git push and Git pull just to make sure that you are on the latest version. Now the local state will work in the beginning, but when your project or product becomes bigger means you might want to store your state remote, and that's what I'm going to explain you now. So this is a backend configuration. This backend configuration sense like there only we have to define where we need to store our remote state, Terraform remote state files and all. So the terraform.tf state file, right, can be saved remote using this backend functionality in Terraform. The default backend is local backend, all you know, right? So it will store in a local system itself. So local Terraform state file in the left hand side, you can able to see in your folder itself. So it is called local backend. So there are other backend also available, but most commonly uses are S3, which has the locking mechanism that can be used with DynamoDB on Amazon. And one more is like console. So this also has the locking mechanism. Basically, this console is a kind of a service that will securely connect the application between the environments. And the most common also like Terraform Enterprises, which is a commercial solutions. There are other more backend functionalities also available, like you can use HTTP REST endpoint and Artifactory and all, but these three are most commonly used. Let's see how do we configure these backends for the remote state. Actually, there are two steps only. First, you need to create a file for the backend code. That's it, and then you need to run the initialization process. The file name should be anything but the extension of .tf. Usually the file name will be with the backend.tf. That's it. Let's start with an example. Suppose if you want to configure this console remote state, means you need to add a file called backend.tf with this following contents. Like here you have the Terraform backend console. See in the second line, backend as console, and you need to put the address of your console cluster. See here in the bold third line. You can also choose a path of exactly where this console cluster, the state will get stored over there. This code you can put it in the file backend.tf or any other file name as I mentioned. Then that's the configuration. That's it to configure in the console remote store. We can also store our state in the S3 as I mentioned here, right? And it also most commonly used. See here the backend is S3 in the second line. Earlier I mentioned backend as console. Here the backend is S3 in the second line. Here you have to give your bucket name and the key. The key is just nothing about a directory in S3, and you can specify the region. If you didn't specify the region also, the Terraform will still going to ask you when we are doing the initialization process. So that's it. Now what we can do is like, let's see how to use the Terraform state with S3 using the S3 backend. So for that, the first step is like you need to create a bucket in S3. Let's get into the demo. You just go to AWS S3 and you need to create a bucket over here, and the bucket name should be unique. And what I'm going to do is like I'm just giving the bucket name like the today date June 17 Terraform test demo, like this. I can give it. I just copy this one, and I need to give the region as let me see like what is the region I am having default, US-West-1. So I am giving US-West-1 the region, and I am giving all this value as a default value except this versioning. I am enabling it. Why I am enabling this sense, like suppose if you accidentally delete a file in this bucket, means you can easily retrieve it because Amazon keeps all the versions, and so I'm just creating a bucket. That's it. Let's see, it will create in a matter of seconds. Yeah, I think the bucket has been created. June 17 Terraform test demo. That's it. And now what I'm going to do is like we need to create a backend configuration, right? For that we need to create a file with extension of .tf, and the file name can be anything, but I'm going to give backend. That's it. Backend.tf, and just entering it over here. And here I need to mention that backend and all. So I'm just giving Terraform, and then inside that I'm just giving the backend. We need to mention the backend here. What is the kind of backend, like S3 console or local, somewhat like this. And I'm just giving S3, and inside that I want to specify the bucket name and all. Just I'm giving the bucket name. Just copy the bucket name from there, giving it over here, and then key in the sense like I just said, right? It's a kind of directory. So the key name what I'm going to give is like Terraform / demo. Like that I can able to give. It's a kind of directory, and I can mention it as a region. We need to mention the region. The region is like, as I said, right? You have the region here, US-West-1. Just copy this and give it over here. That's it. So I made this backend configuration. Now what does it do is like our backend needs to talk with AWS, right? For that what you need to do is like you need to configure the AWS. Already if you have worked on AWS, means you know about the IAM user and getting access key and secret key and all. You just make use of this command line utility, just like AWS configure, and you need to enter the access key, secret key, what is the profile and all. Suppose if you are using multiple profile, means you just give the profile here itself, like here the profile equal to, you can give the profile name. Otherwise you're not meeting the profile, means you just give the access key, secret key here itself. And that might be question like why we can't use the variables and all, like this access key credentials and all. Here I need to mention like you can't use the variables in this backend. Variables can be used only in the later stage of Terraform only. Okay, so you can make use of access key, secret key like this, but I don't want to hard code it over here. Instead of that I can pass it in the command prompt or in the command. For that what I'm going to do is like I'm just giving this, the step is Terraform initialization, right? So I'm just giving Terraform init, and the argument I need to pass is backend config. So I'm just giving backend -config. That's it, backend -config. And inside this I'm just giving the profile name, profile equal to what is my profile name is Karthik-IAM. That's it. And yeah, that's it. Suppose if you want to give the access key, secret key and all, means you can give access key equal to, secret key equal to. What I'm going to do is I'm just giving enter. Let's see, it start to initialize the backend. Let's see what's going to happen over here. Yeah, see here, it's as of from now onwards it will use the S3 as a backend. That's it. Now what I'm going to do is like I'm just going with the Terraform plan and then Terraform apply. Let's see, I'm just giving Terraform plan. Yeah, as you can see, it will give the plan of this example instance. Let's see what is the Terraform plan will do. Yeah, it will tell like what you are going to do, and as I mentioned, it is going to launch this instance, because here in this variable US-West1, this is the instance I have given, so it will give the plan over here. Now I am going to do Terraform apply. Let's see, Terraform apply, and what it will do is like this is going to create the example instance just like is in the previous demo, but now onward the state will be on the S3 Terraform state. Let's have a look into AWS S3. So this is our bucket, right? I'm just going over here. We'll refresh it. We'll see once it is done. Yeah, I will be giving yes over here. Yeah, okay, it is start compiling. Now if you refresh this, yeah, see here we have created a directory, right? Terraform and demo, and you can be able to see the JSON file over here, the application JSON file, and you can be able to see the state is stored here. Just downloading it, and you can be able to see the state file with the JSON format. I'm just, this is a JSON file, and open when done. Just opening it, let's see, and this is how it will get stored over here in our S3. So what I did is like I just make use of S3 as a backend for the remote state. Now that might be question, suppose I want to unconfigure my backend. So what you can do is like you just simply delete this backend.tf, and Terraform will automatically detect your changes. So what you do is like it will ask for the reinitializations, like you need to reinitialize the command and all. That's it. So you don't need to worry about it. Just delete it, and automatically it will direct for the command. It will direct for the initialization. So you can again give the Terraform reinitialize command over there. So you don't need to worry about it and all. And so in this video I explained about like what is remote state in a Terraform, and what are the backend configuration functionality available. And I used S3 as a remote state backend functionality, and I explained like how it is getting stored over here. So if you have any question on this, just add it in the comment section. I'll be very happy to help you guys. Thanks for watching my video. Have a good day, guys.